graders, welcome back to your TV classroom. We missed you. I hope you had a great winter break. I hope you got a lot of exercising in and you were able to keep your brain healthy and you got to spend time with the people that you love. I know it's always hard to come back to school on the first day, but it'll be all right. Today our lesson isn't too long and I think you're going to enjoy it. Before we begin, let's check in with our zone. I'm feeling a little blue, Rafa, because the first day back from break is always really hard and I'm always moving a little slow and feeling a little tired because I didn't go to bed on time most nights because I was having fun with my family. The first day back's always hard, but you know what? I'm also green because I'm really excited to be back with everyone and I'm excited to teach math today. So, in order to be ready for math today, here's what you need. Now, it's very specific. You need your whiteboard and your marker and your learning buddy, and you need counters, but you need 28 of them. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to a minute to get 28 somethings. It could be beans, pieces of pasta, it could be actual counters. Whatever you use to count with, you need 28 of them. Are you ready? You have 1 minute. And then be back ready to learn. Go. Okay, we're almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Make it Monday. Here we are. 613. How would you make 613? What would you do? Get that brain going. What are you going to do to make the number 613? I like to start with expanded form. 600 plus 10 plus 3. That makes 613. What's another way to make 613? 600 plus 13. 300 plus 313. What was that, Pebble? 303 plus 310. Getting trickier. There are tons of ways to make 613. What I would love for you to do is to find some more ways and send it to me in an email. You know that Mr. Kevin always puts up our email at the end of our lessons, and he's putting it up right now for you. I would love to see some of the ways that you make 613, and I will respond back to you. I will type back to you and send you a little note back, and I may even share your email here on our TV classroom. Now, 638. How might we make 638? Expanded form. Let's start there. 600 plus 30 plus 8. So another way we could make 638. 319 plus 319? How did you figure that out, Rafa? 300 plus 300 is 60. 15 plus 15 is 30. And 4 plus 4 is 8. So 300 plus 15 plus 4 is 319.
And Mrs. Wally, that's also 319 times 2.
Mr. Kevin, you are right. 319 times 2. Do you know what else it is? Are you ready? Oh, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say 638 divided by 2, but that would get us 319, and that's not making 638. That's dividing up 638. Were some of you thinking that? Good thinking. But smart mathematicians and strong mathematicians, they think those things, and they try them out, and then they go, that didn't work. It's okay if your way doesn't work. Strong mathematicians try ways all the time that don't work because they're looking and hunting for patterns to see what things work with the pattern. Strong mathematicians do not get the right answer every time. That does not make you a strong mathematician. What makes you a strong mathematician is that you can try, you can analyze, you can see if it works, and you can look for patterns. And you have fun. All right. Speaking of fun, today we are learning to use fact families to find unknowns in multiplication and division equations. So, Mr. Kevin, can we have all the things up, please? Whiteboard, PowerPoint, Mrs. Wally, who's kind of out of the picture, I'm sorry. There we go. Now I'm there. Okay. It says, use counters to show equal groups and find the quotient. Oh dear, that's a hard question right back from break. Is your brain hurting right here? So I can do it. I can do it. Come on, brain. You can do it. You ready? Well, let's see what that means. Use counters. We know what those are. We've got them right here. To show equal groups. Okay, we're going to be splitting them into equal groups to find the quotient. What's the quotient? Quotient. Who remembers the word quotient? What was that, Rafa? The answer to a division problem. So, we have here 28. I did it again, third graders. My goodness sakes. 28 divided by 7. Well, why do you think I had you get 28 counters? Can you split it into equal groups of 7? Go ahead, start working. We're splitting 28 into groups of 7. And our quotient, we're figuring out how many what? Groups of 7 there are. Now, here's a really organized way to do this. Do you remember tens frames? If you make the little tens frame 7, it's really easy to see that you have 7, and you don't actually have to count it. That's how I can do this and talk to you at the same time. I'm not actually having to count because I'm just making all these little 7s. Do you see? And I know in my brain that that's what 7 looks like on a tens frame. So I don't have to count it because I know it's 5 and 2 and not 7. It makes it faster when you're dividing up. So, okay, so we did 28 and we split it into equal groups of 7. What did we figure out? Yeah, we can make 4 groups. Now here's my question. Do you know a multiplication fact that's like that? Yeah, 7. Oh no, we don't have 7 groups. What do we have? Oh, all right. We have 4 groups of 7, and that equals 28. So if I know 4 groups of 7 is 28, then I know 28 divided by 7 is 4. Okay. Kenny has 24 marbles. He puts the same number of marbles into each of 3 bags. How many marbles are in each bag? All right, so what's happening here? This person has a group of marbles and they're putting them into bags. What am I trying to figure out? How? That's not gonna work. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How many marbles are in each bag? What information do we have to work with? We know there's 24 marbles What else do we know? There's 3 bags. Go ahead, use your counters, see if you can find an answer. I want you to write the division equation and the multiplication equation that goes with it. You ready? Go. Now we had 28, so take 4 off because now we have 24. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute. Okay, in my mathematician brain right now, what I'm thinking is I have 24 and I have 3 groups. 3 times what equals 24? Well, I know 3 times 7 is 21. So 3 times 8 is 24. So I'm thinking it's 8, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to put it underneath. I hope you can't see that. I'm going to put it on top so you can see it. I'm going to put it here because I don't know for sure that it's my answer. I'm going to use my counters. So what I'm doing now, that was my related multiplication fact. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take 24 and I'm going to divide it into 3 groups, and I'm going to find out how many are in each group. My prediction is that it's going to be 8. Let's see if it equally divides with 8. Okay, so there's 8 in that group, right? Okay. And there's 8 in this group. If I have my fact correct, it should work. Did you do something similar? If you notice, I'm not having to count because I know 4 plus 4 is 8, so I'm just making rows of 4. I'm using an efficient strategy. Oh, look at that. Look. I'm out of counters. I had 24 counters. It was 8. 24 divided into 3 groups is 8. I knew that because 3 times 8 is 24. So how many marbles does Kenny have in each bag? 8 marbles. We're going to keep this up. It says, look ahead. Actually, Mr. Kevin, we can put that away. I thought we were doing something different. We're good. We'll put just the PowerPoint up because it's kind of small and hard to see if it's that little. So, multiplication and division are groups of related equations. Just like we figured out, 3 groups of 8 equals 24. So 24 divided by 3 equals 8, kind of like the adding and subtracting fact families. All the equations or facts use the same numbers. If you know one fact in a family, you can find all the others. Say you need to solve blank divided by 9 equals 6. You can write the fact in this family to find one that you might know. Use the array to help you complete this fact family. So they're taking the 9 and the 6, the number of groups and the number in each group, and they wrote the equation 6 times 9 and 9 times 6. Look at this array. What is 6 times 9? Or 9 times 6, whichever one you know quicker. Yes, it's 54. If you didn't know that, what could you do? Yeah, Yeah, you could count them all up, right? Or we could do 9 times 3 plus 9 times 3. Or we could do 3 times 4, or 6 times 4 plus 6 times 5. That would work too. Because 24 plus, let's do that. What's 6 times 4? That's 12. And what's 6 times 5? That's 30. No. Did I do that wrong? Hang on, friends. Hold on. That did not work. It's not 14, it's 24. Hold up. I'm also coming back from break. 6 times 4 is not 14, it's 24, Mrs. Wally. There we go. And 6 times 5 is 30. And 24 plus 30 is 54. So 9 times 6 is 54, and 6 times 9 is 54. So what's the missing number? 54. 54 divided by 6 equals 9. If you take these 54 and you divide it into 6 groups, you get 9 in each group. If you take 54 and you divide it into 9 groups, you get 6 in each group. Right? Yeah. So let's look back at the problem we just did, which was 24 divided by 3 equals blank. I'm going to write it right here. 24 divided by 3 equals, we don't know. What is the fact family for this problem? We're going to look just at our whiteboard, Mr. Kevin. So I have some space to write. What is the fact family for this equation? What are the multiplication equations you can write? And what are the division equations you can write? I gotta write smaller. I forget that I don't have the whole board. I almost need my tape again. Let's do this right here on the top. And I know. Okay, friends, are you writing them as I'm figuring this out? You should be. Okay. So, what is the fact family that we know? Well, we figured out that 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So, what else can we write? 8 times 3 equals 24. 3 times 8 equals 24. And 24 divided by, 8 equals 3. Ta-da! It's just like when you did I moved on Mr. Kevin. I'm sorry, Mr. Kevin.
Where's Miss Waldo?
It's like finding where's Waldo. So, it's just like adding and subtracting when you do those fact families with the number mountains, right? Or you probably called them math mountains to begin with, and then we changed and started calling them number bonds. It's the same idea, but with factors and products and quotients. All right. I want you to reflect for a second. Strong mathematicians reflect. How are the multiplication facts in the fact families alike? And how are they different? So if you could just show them that whiteboard again, Mr. Kevin.
Yes.
So I want you to look at these equations. How are they alike? And how are they different? They all have 8, 3, and 24. Yes. But they mean different things, like 8 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 8. 24 divided into 3 groups, 24 divided into 8 groups. Right, so they mean different things, but you can use them, right? They all use the same numbers. So a fact family. Part of your homework today is going to be to fill out the vocabulary chart. And you're going to tell us what a fact family is, what you know about fact families, and then give some examples. So that's your first page of your homework. Then you're going to talk about fact families and how you can use it to solve one of these problems. And then you're going to solve a couple more problems. So page 253 and 254. Today we learned to use fact families to find unknowns. I forgot the S. I'm going to put it in there because S's matter. Unknowns in multiplication and division equations. Did you model the problem? Mm-hmm. Did we think what fact family can we use? Yup. Did we find the unknown? Yup. We did it. Nice job, third graders. Now, you're going to have your break time. Make sure that you have your learning buddy ready to go with Miss Oslin when you return. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Hi, kids. Welcome to Jurassic Parkour. Walk with me. Today, we are going on an adventure. We are going to be hiking and running in search of a hidden waterfall. But be warned, there will be dinosaurs. These are the rules. 1, keep moving. We will be alternating between hiking and running, but don't stop. If you can't run or walk, try finding other parts of your body you can move. Whenever you hear Dr. Malcolm say,
Must go faster.
you go faster. Don't stop until we make it to the waterfall. Have fun.
Must go faster.
Let's run! Look out for those dinosaurs.
Must go faster.
This way.
Go faster! Whoa! That was a close one. Good job, you guys. Keep up the good work. Look out for those dinosaurs. Come on, keep going. Oh, good job, you guys. You're working hard. Whew. Keep up the good work. We can make it. Whew. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We're almost to our rest spot. Good job. Whew. Good job, you guys. Now it's time for a little break. Slow down and let's go at a walking speed. Good job. Look how beautiful this forest is. Boy, this fresh air does feel good, doesn't it? Good job, you guys. You're awesome. Keep up the good work. But get ready.
Must go faster.
Oh no! More dinosaurs! Look out! Look out, guys! Start running! Good job! Get in the herd, you guys, and keep running! Don't fall down! Stay on your feet! Good job! Keep up the good work! Let's make it to the forest!
Must go faster.
Run, guys, run! First dinosaurs, now volcanoes? Oh, come on! We can do it, though! Let's go! going. We got this. Whoa. To the trees. Whew. Nice job, everybody. We made it to another safe spot. Wow. Look how pretty this water looks. Boy, I could go for a swim. We're getting closer to the waterfall, so keep up the good work. All right, here we go. Get ready. Catch your breath. All right.
Must go faster.
More volcanoes! Run! Whoa! Whoa! Come on, we can do it, guys.
Must go faster.
All right, here we go, guys. Keep working hard. You are all doing awesome. You're superstars. This is when we start getting tired, but we're getting closer to the waterfall. So keep working hard, keep moving, and we're gonna make it. Whoa!
I don't think we're allowed to drive through here, Zach.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
See that?
Whoa! Good work.
Call for help! Stop taking pictures!
We got this. Woo. Woo. This has been the wildest hike I've ever been on. Woo. But I know we can outrun these dinosaurs. You all have been working hard.
Did we lose it?
No!
All right. We got this. Whoa. He's getting a little bit close. Keep running.
Hit the brakes!
Woo. Look out for these ones with the spiny tails. Whoa! Whoa!
Must go faster.
Whoa! Great job, class. Final stretch. We're almost to the waterfall. Just move as fast as you can. We got this. Come on, run. Whoa! There's the waterfall. We gotta jump. Get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready to jump. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Nice job, everybody. We made it. Boy, did that waterfall feel good. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a warm down. We're going to walk nice and easy to catch our breath and let our heart rate drop down and let our lungs get more oxygen into our body, because that was a lot of hard work. You are all superstars. Thank you for joining me on this amazing Jurassic parkour hike through the woods. Good job, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hey third graders, welcome back from your break, both breaks, winter break. I hope you had a fabulous time with your friends or your family or whoever you got to spend time with. I hope you were making sure that your brain and your body and your soul stayed connected and balanced like Mrs. Wally and I taught you. I'm so glad that you're back today to continue our learning. And I hope you have your learning buddy. Rafa's here. Rafa, you awake? Yeah? All right, here we go. You'll remember when we come together, we practice using our 3 personal standards so that everyone feels safe thinking and speaking and sharing their ideas. The 3 personal standards are show respect, make good decisions, and solve problems. You might remember, hopefully you remember, before our winter break, we learned all about how to give and receive an apology. And we learned that when we give an apology, we need to speak clearly so the other person can understand us. We need to make eye contact. We need to say the person's name. We say what we're apologizing for. And then the other person can say, thank you for apologizing, or I accept your apology. And we also talked about how it's important to make sure that your tone of voice is appropriate. You might remember I modeled sharing an apology with Rafa when I broke his crayons, and I was like, sorry, Rafa, your crayon broke. And that is not an appropriate tone. It's not sincere. It doesn't sound like I'm really apologizing. Today we're going to learn when and how to compromise. Say compromise. Compromise is a really important conflict solver for everyone. Even as an adult, I have to practice compromising in my relationships with Mr. Oslin, with my coworkers, Mrs. Wally and Mr. Kevin. It's really important for maintaining relationships, and we're going to talk more about that today. Now, think about, why is active listening important for compromising? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking about why is active listening important for compromising. Rafa, I guess I haven't really thought about that. Active listening means your eyes are on the speaker, your voice is quiet, your body's still. Not quite sure what that has to do with compromising yet. If you're like me and you're not sure what active listening and compromising have to do with each other, that's okay. We're going to learn together today, and then your independent work today is going to be to write about why active listening is important in compromising. Now, let's review the conflict solvers that we have learned so far. Let's back up and review what win-win means. You'll remember, when we have a conflict or a problem with someone, totally normal and natural. They happen all the time in relationships. What's important is that we work hard to find a win-win solution, which means both people get some of what they want and both people feel okay with the outcome. And win-win solutions are important for us to maintain our relationships. We've learned some win-win conflict solvers are to share, take turns, fix the problem, apologize, and get help if none of those work. And today we're going to add the conflict solver compromise to our list of ways that we can solve a conflict so both people get some of what they want and both people feel okay with the outcome. Now, here's a situation. Imagine that you and your friend are playing at the park, and your mom says, or your dad, or your adult, whoever's with you, says, you only have 10 more minutes to play. Now, you want to spend the rest of the time swinging, but your friend wants to play on the jungle gym. What would you do? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you would do. Rafa, I think, if I want to swing, I would just swing. Now, I said that if I want to swing, I would just swing. But is that really solving the problem, or is that just me doing what I want? How do you think that would make my friend feel? Probably kind of irritated with me. What would be a way that we could solve this problem win-win? Both people get some of what they want, and both people feel okay with the outcome. Because what I suggested was a win-lose. I get what I want, and I feel okay with it, but my friend doesn't get what they want, and they don't feel okay with it. Well, we only have 10 minutes left. So what if we spend half of that time, 5 minutes, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Mrs. Wally taught me that. We spend 5 minutes swinging and the other 5 minutes playing on the jungle gym. That would be a compromise. We both get some of what we want and we both feel good with it. We both have to give up a little though too. That's what compromising means. We are going to think about some scenarios, and if you think that the scenario is a compromise, you're going to give me a thumbs up. If you think that the scenario is not a compromise, you're going to give me a thumbs down. You'll remember a compromise is sometimes we have to give up a little bit of what we want to get a little of what we want so that both people in the conflict feel good and get some of what they want. Okay, here's the situation. You're going to tell me, is this a compromise or not a compromise? My sister and I were going to go to the mall, and she wanted to see a movie, and I wanted to go shoe shopping. So we started with shoe shopping, and I went to 5 different shoe stores, and I bought 3 different pairs of shoes, and after that I was really tired. So I told my sister, I'm too tired to go to the movies. You can just watch TV at home. Was that a compromise or not a compromise? Show me. Compromise? Mr. Kevin's giving me a thumbs down. That was not a compromise. I didn't give up anything. I just got what I wanted. And I'm pretty sure my sister would be pretty angry or irritated with me, and she might not want to go to the mall with me next time. So, what could I have done so that we both give up a little bit of what we want, but we both also get some of what we want, and we both feel okay with the outcome? You'll remember, my sister wants to watch a movie, and I want to go shoe shopping. Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy how my sister and I could compromise in this situation. Rafa, I think we could figure out how long we have to be at the mall, and then figure out how long the movie is, and maybe we can see the movie first, and then with half the time we can go shoe shopping. So maybe I don't get to go to 5 different shoe stores. Maybe I only get to go to 2 or 3. But that's better than none, and it's better than having my sister angry at me. Now, you'll remember a compromise is sometimes we have to give up a little bit of what we want to get some of what we want. Like I said, I might not be able to go to all 5 shoe stores, but I might be able to go to 2 or 3, and that's better than none. A compromise is when you're making a deal with someone. It's kind of like a puzzle where you have to work together to figure out just the right solution, just the right amount of give up and get. Kind of like a puzzle. All right, here's another scenario. You're going to tell me what was a compromise or if it was not a compromise. Okay, my kids, Mr. Kevin.
Are those tiny donuts?
They look like tiny donuts. It's cereal, Mr. Kevin. Could you imagine a cereal of tiny donuts? Oh my gosh, that would be so good. Okay, don't distract me with tiny donuts. Yum. Okay, well, you know what? This is an imaginary situation, so we're going to pretend that it's a bowl full of tiny donuts. Okay, so my kids get up in the morning and they want to pour themselves a bowl full of tiny donuts. There's only enough for one bowl. So my oldest son, Max, says to Charlie, my youngest, Charlie, you can have the last bowl full of tiny donuts if you unload the whole dishwasher instead of just your half. Think, was that a compromise or not a compromise? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Well, it sounds like Max is giving up half of a bowl full of tiny donuts, but he's also getting to not have to unload half the dishwasher. And as long as Charlie's okay with it, Charlie gets a full bowl of tiny donuts, but then he has to unload the whole dishwasher. So as long as he's okay with that, that sounds like a compromise to me. They both gave up a little to get a little. What do you think? Sounds like a good compromise to me. And I would be pretty proud of my kids if they came up with that all on their own. Okay, here is another scenario. There are two kids in science class, and they have to create and color a poster. And on the poster, there are 10 birds. One kid, Amos, wants to color all 10 birds the same color. The other kid, Isabella, wants them to all be different colors. How could Amos and Isabella compromise? How could they both give up a little bit of what they want to get some of what they want so that both people feel okay with the outcome? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what kind of deal Amos and Isabella could come up with. Rafa, I wonder if they could color half the birds one color and the other half all different colors. Or what if Amos got to color the birds and Isabella got to color the flowers? You'll remember a compromise is one in which both people have to give up a little bit of what they want. So in my situation, Amos wants all 10 birds to be the same color. Well, maybe that means all 10 birds get to be the same color, but Isabella gets to color the flowers. Or they split it, and so 5 of the birds, Amos can color 5 of the birds the same color, but then Isabella can color the other 5 birds different colors. They both give up a little to get a little. And most importantly, it maintains their relationship. Here's one last situation. There are 2 third graders, Jessica and Elizabeth, and they're going out to recess. There's only one jump rope. How could they compromise? How could they find a solution so they both give up a little to get a little? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy the compromise that you have come up with. I heard a lot of really strong ideas for how our third graders could solve their problem so they both get a little bit of what they want, which means they have to give up a little, but they both feel okay with the outcome. And most importantly, it maintains their relationship. So, why is active listening important for compromising? Why is it important for my kids, Max and Charlie, to listen to each other when they're trying to come up with a solution to a conflict? Turn and tell your learning buddy why you think active listening is important for compromising. Rafa, this reminds me of the peace path and saying our iMessage and saying it back and thinking of brainstorming solutions. And then at the end, we have a discussion to decide which conflict solver to try. If we're not actively listening, then we're not hearing or understanding the other person's ideas. And they may have ideas that are different than our own, that may be a better choice for solving our conflict. So it's important for Max and Charlie to actually listen to each other's ideas so that they can decide on the best choice. Now, you might have had a different idea about why active listening is important for compromising, and that's okay. That's what your independent work is going to be, is in your writing journal, write about why active listening is important for compromising. And we learned when and how to compromise. We compromise when we have a conflict with someone, and we want to make sure that we use a win-win solution. And we compromise, how we compromise is we think of what can I give up to get a little of what I want, to make sure that both people feel okay with the outcome. And I'm going to encourage you and invite you to try to solve some conflicts this week using the conflict solver of compromise, and make sure that you're practicing your active listening skills. Eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, and body still when you're in the middle of making a deal with someone about a compromise. When you're doing your independent reading today, you might have gotten out of practice over winter break reading to yourself. That's okay. You can start wherever you are with your stamina, and just know that I'm gonna continue to encourage you and remind you to build your stamina back up, just like we did at the beginning of the school year. So pay attention to when you're understanding or not understanding what you're reading. And remember that you can reread, you can slow your reading, you can visualize it in your mind, play it like a movie. And then if you're noticing that you've read a sentence and there's one word in particular that you're not understanding, reread all the words around it and see if you get clues. And look for familiar word parts that you can break that word down to try to figure out what it means. Also, pay close attention to when you're reading, when you start to not be focused. And then look at the time and see how long you've been reading. And then the next day, we're going to use the power of one more, which means if today you can read for 10 minutes and you start to lose focus, stop, walk away. Try for 11 minutes tomorrow. Try for one more minute or one more page tomorrow. Continue to add to your reading log so that your teacher knows what you're reading, what goals you're setting, and what you're working towards. You could also send this to us here at TV Classroom. We would love to see how you are working to grow your independent reading stamina after a long break. Now, reminders for our special guests that are coming up for the month of January. This week, on Wednesday, January 6th, we have Kwabi and Simon from the Peace Bus who are going to be here talking about friendship and peace. And, I bet we could think about how we can use our compromise strategy as a peaceful resolution to a conflict. And then next week, on Wednesday, January 13th, Tawana Nobles, who is the president and CEO of our Tacoma Urban League. She is also a director of the University Place School Board and recently elected to our Washington State Senate. We're super excited to have her here in our TV Classroom telling her story, and she's going to read a book to us. So look forward to that next week. Now it's time for our affirmation. I want you to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's hard right now. We hopefully are lucky enough to surround ourselves with people who lift us up and make us feel good. And we know that we have people that we can reach out to for help if we need to. Your adult, your teacher, Mrs. Wally, Mr. Kevin, and I are here for you. But it's okay to check in with yourself and recognize when you're not okay and to ask for help. So say it with me. It's okay to not be okay. Let's say that one more time. It's okay to not be okay. Thank you, third graders, for thinking and working through some win-win solutions with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here in our TV classroom tomorrow. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.